everybody. My name is Meg Traceder. I am the Adult Services Librarian here at the Azel Memorial Library. And it's kind of the thing to do your best of list at the end of the year. And this is mine. As librarians, we read a ton of books, not on the job, just to let you know we don't read it on the job. We read at home and at red lights. We're reading all of the time, and it's hard to choose a favorite sometimes. But there were some clear winners of 2014, and these are mine. So the first one I've talked about before in my November video, so watch it if you haven't, please. It's Station 11 by Emily St. John Mendel, and this book is just a game changer. I loved it. I rave about it to everybody I know. I'm forcing family members to read it so we can talk about it together. It's beautiful. Somehow this author manages to touch on just a host of issues: fame, celebrity, the media, art, love, loss, Shakespeare. I mean, it's all there, and it's just a beautiful read. And I found myself thinking about it on like the drive home, and that's when I know I love a book. So the next one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This to me is Hunger Games, but on a whole other level, which is a huge compliment because Hunger Games is an amazing series, even though I didn't love the last. It's a trilogy because you have to be a trilogy in the YA world now, which I dislike that trend. But this, it could be 10 books long, and I would be happy. Pierce Brown is brilliant. It's a very complex, rich story. It's about a society that's fragmented by color. It's color-coded, and you have the reds who are the lowest of the low. And Darrow, our protagonist, is a red. When he watches the love of his life be executed right in front of him because she kind of does this act of civil disobedience. And so a gold executes her. And so, of course, he dedicates the rest of his life to avenging her death. And the first half of the book is, you know, that happening, and then his transformation. He actually becomes a gold through a series of very physically painful processes. And then the second half is kind of Hunger Games-like contest, where it weeds out the weaker among the golds. And it's got classic mythology, and it talks, I think if you like Ender's Game, you'll love this. There's a lot about leadership and character and what it means to be a good leader and how you lead effectively. And I was blown away. This series, I think, is one to watch. Golden Sun, the next one in the trilogy, comes out on January 6th, and I cannot wait. The next is Divorce Papers by Susan Rieger. I hate that it's pink because I think it looks like a trashy chick lit read. It's not. Please read it anyway. Don't let the pink dissuade you from reading it. I felt smarter after reading this book, which I know sounds ridiculous, but it's true. It's got great vocabulary and Latin phrases, and it's written in the epistolary style, and right as emails are becoming big. So you still have like inter-office memos and handwritten notes, but you do have a lot of emails. And it's about a woman who is a criminal lawyer, and she works at a law firm. And one day she has to do this intake interview for a woman who is trying to divorce her, of course, cat of a husband. And they become friends, and it's about, of course, you know, a marriage breaking up and divorce and loss. But I think it's also about why we as humans keep trying to find love, even when it hurts so much. But it's just a very witty, funny, clever read. It's so much fun. The next is The Sun by Philip Meyer. And if you're a Texan, you really should read this. As a transplant to Texas, though, after reading it, I felt like I will never be a Texan because I haven't had a family that's been here for 200 years. It's about the McCullough family, and it follows 3 members of the family. Starting with the time, I think it's late 1800s with the Comanche raids, up through the late 1900s with like the oil booms and busts that happened. And it talks really about, I think, the intelligence and the passion and just the raw courage that it takes to build a dynasty. It is a brutal, violent book, but I think it really is the story of how Texas came to be. So I highly recommend it. If you're a Texan, you should read it. The next one is, and it's a long title, so I always have to read it, Liar, Temptress, Soldier, Spy by Karen Abbott. This is what good nonfiction should be. It should be this entertaining and absorbing and informative. I could not put this book down. It's fascinating. And I now have trivia to like tell at dinner parties. It's just one of those books that just is so intriguing with little nuggets of information that are so good. It's about the Civil War, and I think she does 4 women on both sides, so you get the Confederacy and the Union sides, who are spies. And it's just the lengths they went to protect information and get it to the other side is just amazing. It also talks about women who became soldiers and they, trying to cloak themselves as a man. And it's just fascinating. The lengths that they went to are just fascinating. And what they risked to do that. They risked their lives and their families' lives too sometimes. So I'm so glad Karen Abbott is writing nonfiction because she does it so well. The last one is a tearjerker. Tuesday Tucks Me In. It's my one picture book. I don't read a lot of these, but this came across my desk. I processed most of the books here, and I couldn't not read it. It's just a beautiful story. The name is the name of the author, Luis Carlos Montalvan, and he suffers from PTSD. He's an Army veteran, and he has it pretty badly. It's hard for him to be, I think, in public. And he struggles a lot, and so he has this dog, this companion, his service dog, named Tuesday. And the story is told from Tuesday's point of view. And it just shows the love and the loyalty that dog provides for him. Like when he's scared in public, Tuesday's always touching his leg and letting him know that he's there to kind of calm him down. And it talks about a day, an average day for them. And I think if you love dogs, you'll love this, but if you have a heart at all, you should read it and love it as well. So those are my picks. I hope that you give them a chance and enjoy them as much as I did. Thanks.